So let's just break this down for a second. I'm not saying 401ks are bad by any means. If you have a 401k, it's a good step in the right direction. But let me compare two different types of products. One's a 401k, which is an investment account. The other one is an IUL, which is an insurance account. And let me see how they compare. So for instance, the LIRP, Life Insurance Retirement Plan, is tax-free retirement. It goes in after tax dollars, never to be taxed again. You can live on a tax-free income at retirement. 401ks are taxed because they're tax deferred. You have to pay taxes later. There's absolutely no risk in market volatility, but the 401k is subject to market volatility. No contributing limits, but the 401k is capped per year. You have a limit you can put in there. The downside to a LIRP is there's no tax deduction, so you can't take a tax break on the contributions that you put in there unless you're a business, and then you can. But you have to be set up as an S-Corp. If you want more information about that, click the link in the bio. Contributions for a 401k are tax deductible. No required withdrawals, which means there's no RMDs for a life insurance, but there are RMDs, which means the IRS basically forces you to take your money out of your retirement account or else they tax you. It's crazy. No early withdrawal penalties. There is a 10% penalty in a 401k. Strong creditor protection, which means essentially, in most cases, you'll never ever have a moment where a creditor or a lawsuit can take your cash value from your life insurance policy. They're typically probate protected, asset creditor protected, but again, it depends on your state. There is limited protection in the 401k. It includes death benefits, and a 401k does not include death benefits. Loan access anytime, which means you can take your money out whenever you need it, even before retirement. In a 401k, you can take loans out, but interest applies and you have to pay it back within a certain amount of time. The loans from the LIRP are unstructured, which means you can pay them back in years after you take them out. There's no requirement to pay them back right away. Investment control and safety, which means you can peg your money to different indices in the market. When the market goes up, you profit. When the market goes down, you don't lose a dime. Something called a 0% floor. Pretty cool. Limited loan options, limited employer options. And last but not least, no employer match for the 401k, or rather the LIRP, but there is an employer match for the 401k. So that's just a basic breakdown of the difference between a LIRP and a 401k. Now, again, a 401k is great if you can get the match, but I wouldn't typically recommend most people contribute more than the match, because essentially what you're doing with a 401k, not a lot of people realize this, is the company's taking a tax write-off on that contribution that they're making or that they're contributing to your 401k, and you end up having to pay taxes on that contribution later on down the road. Now, taxes may be a little different. You may be in a lower tax bracket at retirement, who knows? But essentially, they're just shifting the tax burden to the employee, and they're taking a tax break on the back end. A lot of people don't realize that. With a LIRP, a life insurance policy, or we sometimes call them an IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, that's the real name, you can actually contribute tax-free. It grows tax deferred, but you never pay taxes on it in the long run. And I know people that are taking income from their cash value life insurance policy. They're living off of it, and they don't have to record it on the IRS or record it on their taxes. So if that's of interest for you guys, or if you want to learn more about that, click the link in my bio. Happy to sit with you for a free no obligation strategy call, see if this is a good fit for you. And my name is Mark Casara. I make complicated things very easy to understand. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure you follow this account and share it with a few friends.